Hey guys, and welcome to a very exciting video today. I have been editing this video for so long and I'm so excited to finally share our full garden renovation. I've documented this every step of the way, so if you want to see rough plans and our gardener hired at work and us choosing tiles and paint colours and then finally going garden shopping, flower shopping and planting everything, keep on watching because it is all going to be in this video. So before we get into the vlog, I quickly wanted to share some of our original plans and ideas and what kind of spurred this garden renovation on. We moved into this house 4 years ago and the garden is kind of the one space that doesn't really have our stamp on it. When we moved in, it was kind of just like 2 levels and astroturf, and the astroturf kind of had dips and holes in it, so you'd walk and it would be kind of uneven. It just wasn't a very nice environment to be in. We definitely tried. We had a couple of picnics and barbecues out here, but it wasn't great. So we knew that we wanted to renovate it, but we weren't really sure what we could do. It's kind of a small space here, which we're very lucky to have here in London. But last spring, we went on holiday to Paxos in Greece. Absolutely beautiful island. If you're looking for a holiday recommendation, I highly recommend that. So we were exploring a town called Gaios and we stumbled upon the cutest little Greek courtyard there. Absolutely stunning. And we just walked in this courtyard which had these white tiles, white paving on the floor. It had loads of little kind of nooks and crannies, loads of planters filled with plants. It had like a tree in the centre of it, kind of built into this circular paving stone. It had the most beautiful bright purple bougainvillea kind of almost covering it. There was a little cat sleeping on a pot, and then it had this really beautiful kind of dark terracotta kind of distressed looking wall with just plants everywhere, and we absolutely fell in love with this garden. It was just someone's garden. Built into the base of the tree were just loads of bright pink flowers. It was just magical. It made us think, wow, how lovely it would be to have a little garden like that. It just felt very us, and so we took loads of pictures. We kind of used that as inspiration. We knew that this was going to be a massive task that we couldn't do by ourselves, so we started then, once we were back, looking for a gardener or a landscaper who could help us kind of bring this vision to life, this little slice of Paxos in Greece back here in London. And we ended up asking a carpenter that we'd recently used if they had any recommendations of like a local gardener in the area, and we were recommended a guy called John who works for the Wellcome gardener. It's just him running his business, and we had him round, took him on a little tour of the garden and showed him the pictures of what we wanted, and he drew up some beautiful designs. He also gave us a quote, and we realised this was going to be a much more expensive process than we originally thought, which makes sense because we were asking for a lot. We were asking for kind of a pergola, planters, new paving, loads of plants. So we kind of took a year to save up some money, and then after a year we got back to him with some more ideas and he kind of drew up some more designs. So I have actually written a whole Substack post all about our garden renovation. So if you want to see those kind of plans that he drew up, kind of where we went back and forth on, then I will leave that link down below. You can also check out some of the details of the furniture we've got in the garden as well there. That's kind of the rough backstory of how we got started with our garden and who we use. I guess now, without further ado, let's get into the garden renovation and you can see every step of the way. And be sure to stay tuned to the end where you can find out all the details of specific plants and colours and all of that stuff. Hope you enjoy. This is what happens whenever we come into the garden. Maurice turns into some sort of bug that just rolls around. Okay, so this is the before. This is what we're working with, and this bit down here isn't really going to change much. We've got our barbecue, we've got some storage, some plant pots we need to clean up because some foxes have been trying to dig into these flower beds. But yeah, down here is going to stay the same, and then up here is where the magic is going to happen. So as you can see at the moment, we have this disgusting astroturf which is just so rank. I hate astroturf. Weeds like grow up through it and it's not nice. Also, this garden gets a lot of sun pretty much all day long, and we are not real big sun babies. We like having a bit of shade and a bit of shelter. So first things first, rip up astroturf. We're going to have some nice paving stones on the floor. We're going to have a pergola built with some shade, which will be so nice, and some like winding plants going up. And then I think the paving is going to go all the way to the ends here, because at the moment we've got some like mud for like where we've planted some wildflowers, which have obviously died in the winter. Hello, Maurice. So the pergola is going to be about here, and we'll have like a little dining table set underneath them. And then we also have these amazing stained glass windows from G's parents' homes, and these are amazing. We've got 2 of those, and the plan is to build these into the roof of the pergola so that when the sun shines through, it will just look so beautiful, and we'll have some really nice light falling onto the paving. So this set is going to go, I think we're going to, well, firstly these need replacing because little foxes and cats have been sitting all over them. What else we have in? Yeah, but I want a lot of bright colourful plants, and also we're going to have like a little, I don't know what you'd call it, like a semicircle arch here with a kind of like a tree in here, and that will be like white, I think, kind of concrete paving to mimic the look of those Greek gardens that we really love. So yeah, that is the basic plan. We're going to get some really nice beautiful colourful flowers in here, and the plan is basically lots of plant pots kind of dotted around to give it a very like homely but natural kind of Greek courtyard vibe. Ooh, I think I also want to paint the fence. I don't like it this colour, so I'm thinking, I don't know, either a white or maybe like a terracotta to match that kind of Greek style. So this is the before. It is going to be such a transformation, I think. This side, this fence is also getting replaced because, as you can see, it's all rotting at the edges. So this will be a completely new fence as well. Maurice just checking everything out. Yeah, I really love like winding plant pots. We've got some star jasmine growing there, which is actually growing really nicely. And yeah, so excited to get rid of this astroturf. So I imagine that's the first thing that's going to be going today. Hi! What a difference like 5 hours can make. So this is the progress after the gardener's first day, and what he's done is taken that fence down so we can see into our neighbour's garden now, because the posts were rotting and they needed replacing. So he's just left a couple of the ones that are kind of solid in there, but the fence is all down. Oh, it's making me realise how nice it would be to have a nice big garden. But he's also dug up all the astroturf, and he's been very neat about it, and discovered that there's concrete underneath the fake grass, and then also some sort of like square pond. Maybe he thinks it maybe used to be a pond there, but anyway, he's going to need to break this concrete down a bit before he can like flatten it out for the paving. Can't believe how much he's done in just one day, and also how neat about it he's been. I'd really recommend him so far. Oh, also look at this, guys, my hydrangeas are starting to bud. That is the most exciting thing. This plant is my fave. Progress after day 1, I think day 2, he's putting the fence up. It is the end of day 2, so let me show you what the garden's looking like. The fence is in. Oh no, 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 don't rub yourself. Oh my god, this cat. This cat. You're going to be so dusty, Maurice. Yeah, this new fence is in and it's looking so good. Sorry, I can't. I've gone for pretty much exactly the same that was there before. So just, I think it's 5 foot high with the trellis in it. And it'll be quite nice for climbers on both sides. And I really like the colour of this actually. It's a lot more kind of, don't rub in that. No, don't rub in that. No, Maurice. Don't rub in that. Tomorrow he'll get started on digging this concrete up, which is exciting, and I think he's got a couple more holes just to fill in along here as well. Okay guys, the garden is looking very different now. This is so funny. It's been quite a change since I last updated, which was only about 3 working days ago, but we've got a lot of rubbish, a lot of sand, and the pergola is half up, the stands are up. We have a look around here. The concrete is down for the base over there, so that is going to be like our dining seating area. And then we're having some planters built, so this is the first. Yeah, it's a little walkway down there, and we'll fill this with plants, so it'll be like a nice divide between the sections. And then we're also having a little tree planted in this planter, which is just going to be so cool. Look at that. So exciting. I love the colour of this fence as well. I think next or soon we're going to be painting this fence. And I kind of want it a nice terracotta shade. But yeah, this is looking so exciting.
I did kind of like it. I was a bit unsure. No, so it's that thing where you're scared. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've been outside and given you all a garden update in a while, so let's go out and do that. I'm just looking for some slippers to put on so I don't get my feet messy. It's been 3 weeks since the work started, and we've got 1 more week left. So originally it was going to be 3 weeks total, but it's going to be more like a month. But the progress from last week to this week is pretty great. So I'll show you what we're looking at now. So the fence has pretty much all been painted, and we've done a little bit of a mismatch, which I'll tell you about in a second, because first I want to talk about these tiles that we're going to get. Our gardener calls it like crazy paving, and it's like natural sandstone shipped in from a different country. I can't remember what he said. It's just been like having a play around with how it's going to all fit together here. And then so this is going to be all the way up to the back. Oh, look who's coming out to say hello. Then we're going to have this at the dining area at the back, really pretty, kind of like distressed looking tiles with a hint of green, which I think will help pull everything in together. Maurice actually hasn't been. What are you doing? You're very excited. Oh, don't roll on. Oh my god, Maurice. So the planters have been built and rendered. They're just drying now before they can be painted. We haven't decided on what kind of tree we're going to have there, but we just want a little bit of shade, because here we're going to have a little like table and chairs for a cup of tea. And then I've got the cement mixer at the back ready to go for all the tiling. And oh, I don't know what, oh, here we go, here's the paints. So what we did was we did a coat of this really, really bright orange, which this actually doesn't say what the name is of it. I'm going to leave it on screen or down below. It might have been called like autumnal something, but we tried that and it was too bright. So we did a coat of rosy pashmina on top, which is kind of more of a pinkish orange. The colour is this, which is so beautiful. It's definitely growing on us the more that we're looking at it. He's also added a couple more fence strips up here, which is great, because ours was like lower than the neighbours, and it was just a bit of an eyesore looking at their fence over ours. So now that's all even, which is great. Pergola legs have been sanded down so they look really nice and rustic. We're going to get some new like lighting, some solar powered like festoon lights up here, and also some nice maybe up lights here. We have our stained glass on top, which isn't shining much light through. Like we thought maybe the colours would look kind of cool, but it's not doing much of that, but it is really pretty. That looks really nice. So yeah, this is a mess now, but it will be a really nice dining area. I think we're going to get a nice bench. We're going to have loads of climbers coming up here to kind of cover and give some shade. Then yeah, we need another little dining set there. Hopefully in a week's time this will be looking very nice and finished. We're going to a garden centre next Friday morning to pick up all the plants, and I think our gardener's picking up some climbers as well that he'll bring in tomorrow maybe. The tiles are the next thing to happen, which is going to really bring it all together, I think. Very, very exciting day today for the garden, because not only is the paving at the front done, but we've got some climbers. I'm obsessed with this bougainvillea. Look how nice that is. Wisteria, oh my goodness. So today is Thursday and I am off out, very excitingly, to go to a garden centre to meet up with our gardener to buy plants for our garden. This is like the most exciting, this is like what I've been looking forward to for so long. I think normally you'd just leave your gardener to do it, but me and G were just so excited to choose our own plants for our garden, and specifically a tree. And the plan is that the gardener is planting our garden today, finishing the tiling tomorrow, and then the garden will be done just in time for like Easter weekend when the sun's getting nice and warm. So that's really exciting, is what we're looking at. So it's so nearly done now. Our gardener went and got loads of climbers yesterday for the pergola and just some plants for the planters along here. This one still needs to be painted, and then the tiling at the back needs to be done as well. Oh my god, I already love it here. These are so... Oh my god, that smells amazing. What is that? That smells so good. Oh my god, this place is amazing. Clock House Nursery. Wow. There's so many beautiful plants.
There's some little alpine plants we've got just to go at the back.
Yeah.
And then some ferns to be dotted around.
Yeah.
These are...
Love those.
Ericium. Butterflies, bees and stuff. Absolutely adore.
Yeah, we want
these.
lots of butterflies in our garden. And then the lavender.
Some lavender's here. And then we've got a...
Ooh, that's pretty.
Polyspora, which is basically like, it looks a little bit like a camellia.
Lovely.
And that comes out.
Yeah.
And it'll go into leaf.
Wow, I did not know that looked like that.
Yeah.
That's really
So
pretty.
I think I've had my apple tree in for about, it was obviously my apple tree was smaller than these. So it took about a couple of years to come actually, because they've just started to bring
Everything.
all the new stock in.
Whoa, look at those. That's so weird. They look like little aliens.
They self-seed as well, and they will grow, actually grow up to 10 to 12 inches, yeah, so they'll get to about that tall.
That looks toxic to cats though, I reckon.
Do you know what, most stuff is alright for cats.
Oh, is it?
Well, I quite like these ones.
Oh whoa, that's amazing. That's huge.
It's kind of got that Mediterranean feel.
Yeah, love that.
Because what I'm thinking is you're going to want...
Yeah, they're way better than the decorated ones.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they do the
You can have a mix.
right at the top there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're cool as well.
It's a cherry, prunus.
Cherry blossom.
Ornamental cherry, so it doesn't. You can't eat the fruits.
Smell good?
Not much of a smell. Maybe my nose isn't working.
Oh, we got COVID.
Massive.
It's huge.
Plus it's 700 quid.
Wow.
You can probably buy 3 of those in France for the same price.
Oh.
I mean, they won't stain the floor. They just basically, they just lose like these little bits just all come off like that, and you just sweep them up, but they don't stain.
So is it? It's not a buddleia, is it? But it looks
No, it's
like
not bad.
it.
It's the same as what you were just looking at over there.
Oh, that's so nice. How are you choosing what's a nice one and not?
I guess it's kind of just like old experience, really. You just try and look for something that's really healthy. So you see, this one's kind of like.
What's wrong with it?
Well, if you compare like the two.
Okay, well, can I tell you what one I think is better?
Yeah.
This one?
Slightly, yeah.
Because this one's a bit more sparse.
And you see how this one's got like some growth coming straight up.
Oh.
And that's just sort of going out that way. So you want this will form more of a bush.
Oh, you're right. Okay, great tip.
Whereas you'll get this one, it'll sort of kind of go out like that, and you won't have a central point coming up.
Right. Great. And what one did you choose? Oh yeah, you choose a really bushy one at the top.
Yeah. So it's just got some nice bits that'll go back in, so you'll get a nice.
Oh, nice. Okay, great.
Form thing. That's good.
Great tip there, guys.
Does it have a dark
It's got, I like all the colours because it's
so that gets
purple
up
and
to
blue.
5 foot.
That's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay, I found this that I really like. It's not blooming at the moment, but it will in the summer. It's called a Nepeta Summer Magic, and it looks like it's just like wispy blue pops of colour. One of our planters trolleys is looking like, and then we've got another one with a tree over there. Loving life right now. Okay, so we're thinking about getting a tomato plant, but I've got to keep it inside for a month.
Till the first.
Do you want to be on my video?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, this is my garden.
You know. So till the last frost is gone, and then you can plant the tomatoes outside.
Well, how do I know when the last frost has gone?
The weather will just really pick up. You'll be able to just check the weather forecast, and it will
Okay.
say. I would say probably you're looking at the. We're now April. You're probably looking at mid-May.
Okay.
Mid-May time. Should be safe to go outside.
Mid-May, put them outside
Yeah.
in a pot?
In a pot, yeah.
Okay.
And put a cane or a stake in the pot.
Yeah.
Just so you can tie it to. If it's trailing or bush type tomato, if it's bush, you can basically just let it hang from a hanging basket.
I don't need
You just
a
water
greenhouse.
No, you can go outside happily in your garden because
Oh,
it's south facing,
so
very
sunny.
warm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's do it. How do I know what one to get?
Well, we just taste and variety really. So you have all different sorts. So you've got your cherry falls.
Maybe a little cherry one.
So that
Cute.
So this, I'm not sure if this is a bush or compact. This is a bush type. So you know you had those hanging basket hangers.
Yeah.
Do you want those back up?
Well, we didn't really have anything in them.
But you could, if you bought new baskets.
We could put tomatoes in there.
And these cascade, so they don't grow up, so they hang down, and then you just pick them off.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so if we've got, say, like, I think you've got 4 or 5 hanging.
Yeah, we don't need them all up.
No.
Do one with herbs in it, or is it just...
Yeah, you can do herbs in it. The thing with the herbs is you need to water it often. These are all your herbs right here.
And some olive trees, but they're quite short, and we want to be able to sit under in... Oh, shall I lift that up? Oh my god. Look at it all. That was so fun. I'm about to drive home. I have got some plants in the back and in the boot because I'm quite an indecisive person, but I was very decisive about what plants I want in the garden, what kind of colours and stuff. Like, I have favourite plants. One thing I couldn't choose was the tree, because I know that G is very like, he's very like sure on what kind of tree he wants, and I fell in love with this pear tree, which is like a blossom. It's so beautiful. And then also this other one, which is a little bit like a buddleia, which I also love, like bright purple bushy bits. And then we found an olive tree, which I know that G would love because it's very like Greek. So I think in the end we've got all 3 and we can always bring one back, but we're thinking of having them like maybe the olive tree in a planter, and then the pear tree in like in a pot, and then the pear tree in the planter. So yeah, we can play around when we get home, but I'm going to meet the gardener back home and he's going to plant it all up today and finish painting, and then tomorrow is the last day where he'll be doing the tiling, and then we're done. So yeah, I'm going to drive back home now. So excited. So I'm back home and we've just measured the area that is between the tree and the planter. Oh my god, here he goes, to see how much room we've got for a little bistro set. But oh my god, I feel like I need to start watering all my plants already. Some shots of the garden now before we plant everything down here. We're gonna have plant stuff in there, and then climbers going up here, and then the tree is going here, either olive or pear tree, and then this still needs to be painted white, but we're going to redo these as well. Look at this one.
Right. Looking like a garden all of a sudden.
Look at it all.
So much.
Wow, 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 wow. Hello everyone and welcome to the garden tour. So it's actually a couple of months since I last recorded anything for this vlog, and I have actually already recorded this video, but I'm going to record it again now that everything is blooming, because I want to give you a proper tour of all of the plants that we've got in our beautiful garden and how it's now looking a couple of months after the garden renovation completed. So if you were very curious to see the new layout and all the plants that we now have in here, this is your opportunity. So yeah, as I said, I did film this as soon as the garden was fully planted, but it just looks so much more beautiful and more colourful now that everything is in bloom. So we're going to go around and I'll show you everything. I might also insert some of those clips from that original tour in here so you can see just what a big difference it has been since. Changed quite a lot, so I thought it might be quite nice to kind of compare it to just a couple of months ago. So we're going to start off here. So in the two planters at the front, let's zoom in. So first up, in this huge pot planter, which actually comes up to like my hip, we have planted a camellia which was in bloom when we planted it. Now I think maybe the flowers have died out, but it's still a really luscious kind of green plant, and I cannot wait till next year when these flowers bloom again, because they're such a nice kind of vivid neon pop of pink. Next to them, my hydrangeas from last year are finally blooming. They're looking so healthy. We actually planted some of these with echinacea soil, I think it is, to try and change the colour, kind of more of an acid based soil. I really wanted these blue. They've come out kind of more purple this year, so it doesn't mean it's working, but nice pop of blue, nice pop of pink. And then we've actually ripped out the lavender that was here when we actually bought the house, and instead we have planted a purple lupin, and we've got some nice pretty blue flowers. And this one on the end here, I can't remember what this is, so I am going to quickly Google it. I've got an amazing app that I use. It's a free app called PlantNet, and you just take a picture of a plant and it will tell you what plant it is basically. So let's take a picture of that. I might be using this a lot in this video. Okay, so this is a ranunculus. I actually do think that this is going to bloom some flowers at some point, so I will put some pics on my Instagram if they ever do. And then on this side, oh my god, there's a little butterfly. Oh, the butterflies are loving the plants in this garden. It makes me so happy. So here we have a bougainvillea. This is the second bougainvillea we have in our garden. You might be able to spot the other one just back there. And it's looking really good. It's kind of got this really huge leaf coming out of the top. It's got, I think it wants to be a bit of a climber plant, which is also very exciting. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It really reminds me of Greece, the pop of purple flowers. I'm super happy we've got this. And again, we got this planter from the Clock House nursery in Enfield. Next to that, we have some hydrangeas that my mum bought me last year, and then these new hydrangeas which I think are called Candy Floss or something like. On the app it's saying it's a smooth hydrangea, but from memory in the store it was called something like a Candy Floss hydrangea. We have a little rose bush next to it, and then we have this really cute plant which reminds me of rhubarb and custard. Actually also very reminiscent of those kind of pink and yellow flowers that you get in Greece. I think it's called a tall yarrow. Makes me very happy. Next to that, we have another hydrangea. This is actually called a hot chocolate hydrangea, but as you can tell, it's not doing too well in this garden. I'm not really sure what we're doing wrong with it, but I think the flowers are supposed to bloom. It's kind of like more of a late blooming autumnal hydrangea. Oh, it's windy today, with kind of purple hot chocolate coloured leaves. And then over here we have Ericium, and we have quite a lot of Ericium in our garden, and I'm so happy we do, because butterflies and bees absolutely love this plant, so it makes me, like, brings lots of wildlife to the garden, which makes me really happy. Okay, we've actually got furniture here now, which I'm excited to show you. So we've got this little bistro set from Habitat at Argos, I want to say. I think we got it from Sainsbury's. Very affordable, about 70 to 80 pounds. We got it in a nice green set, and we just sit out here and have our coffee or our tea or our lunch. It's kind of the perfect little place to sit. And then next to it we have our tree, which is also doing so much better than when I last filmed. So here we have planted an olive tree. I'm actually going to have to take my shirt off. I am roasting today. One sec. I'm not sure that I took you properly through the reasoning behind some of the details in our garden, so now is a great chance. So we knew that we wanted a tree in our garden with kind of like semicircle paving around it, just like the garden inspiration that we had from Greece. And our gardener had the amazing idea to kind of make it nice and thick and chunky so that people can actually perch on it when we're having like garden parties, or we can put a drink down there. It's one of my favourite design features from this garden. I think it is just such a statement, and I love that kind of white concrete look going around it as well. Very, again, reminds me of Greece. So we've planted an olive tree here, which again just feels super Mediterranean. It kind of died when we first planted it, but it's all growing back again now. We've learned that everything kind of takes a while to get back to its former beauty. And then at the bottom, around the base of the tree, we have planted loads of plants, and we have also placed the order of the day from our wedding behind the tree as well, which I think just adds such a nice personal touch. So in this planter we have some horseshoe geraniums, which are these pink ones here. I love the pop of pink in this planter. I think it's so pretty. We've got some white and purple lavender. Again, I didn't know that lavender was white, so that's a really nice touch. We also have some ivy geranium here, which are the white ones. Kind of looks like a wildflower meadow. It smells great because of that lavender, and the pops of pink just make me so happy. And then we also have this plant in a planter, which is one of my favourites. This is called a heart leaf foam flower. I think we've had a bit of a heat wave recently, so it's not looking its best at the moment, but it had these really pretty white flowers come out of it, which I really enjoyed. Oh my god, being attacked by bees. Behind this we have a verbena, which I think I chose out from the garden centre. It has these really pretty purple flowers coming out of it. I think these are kind of more late summer bloomers, which is nice because it means that all year round we're going to have some nice pops of colour in the garden. And then next to it we have a purple wisteria, which, oh my god, is looking so great. This was literally a twig last year. I cannot believe it survived, and we've got it climbing up towards over the fence now, which is going to look so beautiful next year. I think G and I are very excited for next summer when the whole garden kind of comes alive again. And then we have this planter, which is such a nice divider between kind of this courtyard space and then the dining space at the back, kind of dining lounge space. And this has got some of my favourite plants in it. So starting from here, we have another bougainvillea, which is looking so healthy and colourful. Again, kind of died when we first planted it, but is come back to life and even more vibrant and beautiful now. And then we just have a mix of lupins. We have some white, purple and pink. Whoop! I just touched a bee. Oh my god, that freaked me out. I need to deadhead them actually. After this video I'm going to go and cut them off because they are dead and need to sprout some more pretty colours. But I will insert some footage in here of what they look like when they were flowering. This purple one here is called a vervain, a purple vervain. Again, another one that butterflies and bees love. We've got some white lavender, some more of that geranium. Oh no, this is the echinacea. I'm so bad with flowers. You'd think I'd be better by now. And we also just take a moment for the floor. These tiles are so beautiful. Absolutely love them. We get so many compliments on these, and one of my favourite things about this flooring is you can actually see like fossilised plants in some of them. I think it is limestone. I'll do a little close up here so you can see some of the plants. At first we were like, what is that? It looks like an accidental imprint, but I think it is fossilised plants on the tiles, which again just makes this garden so beautiful and so unique. We have the stained glass windows at either end of the pergola as well, which when it's super sunny like it is today, you can see imprinted on the floor, which is just such, again, a personalised design feature that makes us really happy. And then along the other side we have more plants. Okay, starting over here, this is a mountain lilac. It is a plant, kind of like a tree climbing plant that sprouts really beautiful, vivid, bright pops of purple. It does tend to shed, I think, at certain points of the year, but we were quite lucky with that. Oh my god, why are they attacking me? Being attacked by bees. We have some Martin spurge down here, and just lots of little like random plants that really come together. We have some Santa Barbara Ceanothus down here. They were flowering when we first planted them, which was really pretty, and not so much anymore. We also have quite a lot of grass planted. I don't know if you'll be able to see. They're actually bigger than me at the moment. Here, Maurice loves to eat those, which is not a great thing. I have a little kind of Greek god head down here that my mum got me for a birthday last year, and in here I've planted some white little flowers. They are called Nemesia fruticans, or otherwise known as a mauve nemesia. Very pretty. It kind of looks like he's got a mohawk. Oh, how could I forget? We have a pear tree as well, which isn't looking great. It was blooming with kind of cherry blossom, pear blossom when we first planted it, but it isn't looking so great anymore. It still looks kind of healthy, but I'm hoping next year this will come a bit more alive. And then yeah, down here more Martin spurge, and this is where we get into more of the climber section at the back of the pergola or pergola. We've got a lot of grass. We've got some star jasmine. This one isn't blooming, but the one next to it is. And we have, yeah, just basically a lot of star jasmine here. I think I need to trim some of that grass back. There's a lot of it. Now might be a great time to introduce you to the garden set we went for. It took us such a long time to find a lounge set that we loved and that looked comfy and fit in with the vibe. We knew we wanted something kind of rattan but also wooden and just spacious and comfortable with a coffee table, and we found exactly what we wanted. I think it was from a website called Ashley James. It was around £500, which is kind of expensive, but the quality of this set is so beautiful and it's also so comfortable. So we sit out here and read our books, or I do some knitting, or we eat our breakfast, and it literally feels like we're on holiday. This pergola is kind of a bit of a sun trap. I'm really looking forward to some of the climbers growing up and over so we get a tiny bit more shade, but I couldn't be happier with this little lounge area back here. The tiles are looking absolutely fantastic. In fact, you can kind of see a little bit of a reflection from the stained glass window above there on those tiles, a nice reflection. And in the planters at the base of all of these climbing plants, we have planted some other little flowers as well, kind of mismatched. That white one that you can see there is called a treasure flower. Here is my magnolia genie, which is so pretty, and again at the back just lots and lots of flowers planted all the way behind. Here we go. So just behind the garden set next to the tiles, the gardener left a little patch of soil so we could plant some really pretty plants down there. I'm not going to be able to identify all of them just because there are probably about 20 different plants, but if there's anything that catches your eye, do let me know. So one of the things I was most excited about in this garden was having some wisteria, and I'm very lucky to have 2 wisteria planted at either end of the pergola. So we have this one here and we have another one here, and they did bloom with flowers this year, which was so beautiful. We actually have white wisteria, which I didn't know was a thing. I thought it only came in purple, but apparently the white is a tiny bit more rare. If you want it, you know where to go. Again, I think it's growing up so beautifully. It's like twisting its way around the pergola itself quite naturally. So again, this will offer some shade and will just hanging blooms next summer. I think this garden is really going to come alive. We also have some star jasmine planted all along here, which again will be climber plants kind of at the back. So I imagine at some point over the next couple of years, this kind of back of fence won't really be visible. It will just be climbing plants, which will smell amazing and be really pretty. And then at the back of this corner, down below, bring you down, we have a lot of ferns planted. We have a rose bush which hasn't come back alive, but yeah, the ferns give a really nice kind of edge to this end. Just a couple more things before I go. So I also have some hanging baskets on the fences, and in these I have one pot which is full of like wildflowers, and then the other 3 are full of tomato plants, and I'm so excited to say that I've started growing some tomatoes. They have not ripened yet, although they are very much tomato looking. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have my first ever homegrown tomatoes. I'm so excited about that. I've never been able to successfully grow any kind of fruit or vegetable before, so stay tuned to my Instagram if you do want to see those. Then I guess the only other thing I wanted to say is this garden looks so beautiful at night time because we have some really nice lighting out here. We have the festoon lighting up and around the pergola. These are solar powered and they come on automatically as soon as it gets dark, which is so beautiful just looking out in the garden. It really brightens up the space. And then we also have some lights on the back fence which we can turn on inside the house, and again just is so atmospheric and so beautiful at night time, lights up this kind of back lounge area, and I couldn't be happier with how the lighting looks, so I'll be sure to insert some footage of what it looks like in the evening too. I hope you have enjoyed a nice look at our garden. I will leave links down below, and I will also leave links to a Substack post where I've written about all of the design features and all of our decision making processes and some of my favourite flowers in full. I've also included the designs that our gardener grew up for this original garden as well, and some great before and after pictures. So if you do want to have a little bit of a snoop, I will leave the link to my Days with Kate Substack down below so you can check that out. But yeah, I cannot believe the transformation this garden has had. We could not be happier with it. It feels so cosy and literally feels like you're stepping on into a holiday destination when we come out here. We've actually sat outside in this garden way more in the last 2 months than we have probably the whole 4 years that we'd lived here combined, because it's just such a nice space to be in now. There isn't really anything that we'd change about it, so I hope this gives you some really nice garden inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and do let me know if you have any more questions. Lots of love. Mwah.